Good evening. Here is the world news from BGI TV, Baba Bagede Imo TV. Today, 19th day in the month of August, year 2022. I am Morire Rabila Lawal. First are the major headlines for the world news. Why people should not blame President Buhari for insecurity issues in Nigeria. NBC revokes Silverbird, AIT, Ray Power, Rhythm FM, others licenses. ASU to FG. Students support US and they intend to sue the minister. Ondo FMC doctors begin 2 weeks warning strike. 243 Nigerian soldiers tender resignation letters to Chief of Defense Staff. Gunman kills a federal lawyer days after motorcycle ban. 13 dead, squirrels injured in Plateau, Kogi road accidents. And to foreign story, Japan encourages youth to drink more alcohol to boost economy. And on sports, Joshua Usyk to receive 33.2 million euros each for title rematch. Now the news in detail. During the Sunrise Daily program on Channels Television, Kogi State Governor Yahya Bello explained why people should not blame President Buhari for the insecurity issues in Nigeria. Governor Yabello made a statement when he was responding to the questions. They asked him that some people are saying why this government has not been ruthless with terrorists at the moment, despite the several orders we read and heard from the president to the security agencies and security leader. Yahya Bello said that if people will allow him to tell them the truth, it is unfortunate that at the end of the day, people will blame it on Mr. President, but don't blame it on Mr. President because it is a long decade. He said that security issues are a long decade, that some people in high authority are still handling issues of security politically, which means they are politicizing it. Governor Yarabello then said that both those in authority or in power, in position or opposition, even onlookers, and even the security agents themselves, they are all doing excellently well within the limits of their powers. The truth is that there is still a lack of political will to deal with this menace. The National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, on Friday said it has revoked the broadcast license of Silverbird, AIT, Ray Power FM, and Rhythm FM, amongst others. The Director General of NBC, Madam Balarabe Shehu, who made the disclosure in a statement on Friday, said the development followed the failure of the media houses to renew their broadcast licenses. He also directed its state offices to liaise with security agencies to ensure the shutdown of the operation of the stations within the next 24 hours. According to the statement, the broadcast regulator had published lists of stations yet to renew their licenses 3 months ago. The commission said despite the publication, some licensees are yet to pay their outstanding debt in contravention of the National Broadcasting Commission Act, Cap. Number 11, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, particularly Section 10, Bracket A of the 3rd Schedule of the Act. Therefore, after due consideration, NBC hereby announces the revocation of the licenses of the stations and gives them 24 hours to shut down their operations. Our offices nationwide are hereby directed to collaborate with security agencies to ensure immediate compliance. The president of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, Emmanuel Oshodeke, claims that the students are already consulting attorneys in preparation for a lawsuit against the federal government and Minister of Education, Adamu. Adamu stated on Thursday that students affected by the ASU strike should sue the union. ASU has been on strike since February 14 to protest the federal government's failure to meet its standards. The union announced a 1-month extension of the action on August 1st to give the government more time to satisfactorily resolve all outstanding issues. On Friday, in response to the minister's statement on the channel's television program Sunrise Daily, Oshodeke stated that students are aware of the problem lies with the government and not the union. According to the president of ASU, if the government is committed to education of youth, the union's concern can be resolved in the day. When the situation reached this point in 2013, Jonathan summoned everyone to listen to the truth. The issue was resolved overnight after he learned the truth. Resident doctors at the Federal Medical Center or in Ondo State yesterday commenced a 2 week warning strike over the death of panels and personnel. The doctors under the Association of Resident Doctors, ARD, shut down services at the hospital after its general meeting in Owo. The president of the association in the hospital, Dr. Olaokwa Olutobi Gideon, said the strike action was inevitable as they were working under their stressful conditions. He said no employment has been carried out in the hospital since 2018. The hospital used to have about 300 doctors and house officers, but many of them have left the system. But now, one person is doing the job of 5 persons. We have been on this issue since last year. The situation keeps getting worse because a lot of people are leaving the system. There has not been any employment in the FMC or since 2018. The employment of additional 200 doctors and health officers will resolve the problem. We urge the management and all relevant offices of the federal government to ensure the employment of the resident doctors and house officers to the hospital to relieve the severe shortage of manpower and overwhelming workload being faced by our members in the hospital. Reacting, the public relations officer of the hospital, Olufunsho Ijanusi, confirmed the industrial but said the management of the hospital is on top of the situation.
Members of the Association of Resident Doctors at the Federal Medical Center or Ondo State have begun a 2-week warning strike over a shortage of personnel. The doctors shut down services at the hospital after the association's general meeting in Owo. President of the Owo FMC, Olaokwa Olutobi Gideon, said the strike was inevitable as they were working under dire stressful conditions. He added that there were only 80 resident doctors and health officials and health officers currently in the employment of the hospital.
No fewer than 243 soldiers in the Northeast and other theaters of operation have applied to the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahya, for voluntary retirement. The action comes amid worsening security challenges the military is currently combating in most parts of the country. The soldiers drawn from various formations of the army across the country are all junior cadre who are mostly fighting against terrorists and insurgents. The Chief of Army Staff has since approved their formal disengagement. The list of the existing soldiers did not distinguish between those embarking on voluntary retirement and those leaving the army on medical grounds. However, none of them had neither attained retirement age nor the mandatory years of service. Some of the affected soldiers who spoke to Sahara reporters cited loss of interest, intimidation by superiors, corruption in the army, and low morale as their reasons for resignation. The soldiers in the letter to the army under reference NACOAS 001 quoted the harmonized terms and conditions of service soldiers and rating airmen revised 2017. The approval of the voluntary disengagement dated August 15th was signed by Colonel S.S. Ahmed and exclusively obtained by Sahara reporters on Thursday. Writing on behalf of Yahya in the document, Colonel Ahmed said, in compliance with the provisions of reference A, the course via reference B has approved the voluntary and medical discharge of the above named WO and 242 others listed as Annex A. From that story, we'll go to Zamfara State. A lawyer, Benedict Azar, was shot and killed by unidentified gunmen on a motorcycle in Gusau town, the headquarters of Zamfara State, despite ban on riding motorcycles. Azar, who was a principal partner of the BT Azar and co-chambers based in Gusau, was shot dead while returning to his residence around 8 p.m. on Thursday night. The state chairman of the Nigerian Bar Association, Junaidu Abubakar, confirmed the incident in a statement issued to newsmen on Friday. The statement read partly, "This is to confirm to you that our colleague and friend, Benedict Stonge Azar, Esquire, is dead. BT Azar died yesterday, Thursday, 18th day of August 2022 at about 2200 hours. While I was in my house, I received different phone calls from my colleagues informing me that BT Azar Esquire was shot dead by gunmen and his body was lying on the roadside along bypass near FRSC office Gusau." Still on the national story from the world news this hour. At least 10 persons have died and scores injured on Wednesday night in an auto crash involving a trailer truck and 6 other vehicles along the Jos-Bauchi Expressway. Similarly, no fewer than 3 persons were confirmed dead in a motor accident when an articulated truck rammed into a stationary bus at Oguda village on Okene Auchi Road at 10 a.m. yesterday. An eyewitness said the plateau accident occurred at Zakilio Bavali axis along the highway when a trailer conveying goods to the northeastern part of the country suddenly lost control following brake failure and rammed into several vehicles. He said that 10 persons died on the spot, while sympathizers had a hectic time trying to rescue the victims from the wreckage of the vehicles, causing serious traffic jam. State Sector Commander of the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, Alfonso Godwin, who confirmed the incidents and accident, said the truck driver who was on the road lost control as a result of mechanical deficiency, which led to the removal of the vehicle shaft properly. We go straight to the foreign story from the world scene this hour. The Japanese government is planning to convince its younger population to consume more alcoholic drinks as a way of boosting the economy through taxes from the brewery industries. According to a report, recent statistics from the tax agency revealed that Japanese people were drinking less in 2020 than in 1995, with numbers reducing from an annual average of 100 liters, 22 gallons, to 75 liters, 16 gallons. Tax revenue from taxes on alcohol has also fallen over the years for Japan, the third largest economy. According to the Japan Times newspaper, it made up 5% of total revenue alcohol in 1980, but in 2020 amounted to just 1.7%. Japanese tax revenue from its alcoholic sales fell around 110 billion approximately in 2020, and the rates and size of the drop was the largest decrease in 31 years. And finally, on the world news this hour is sport news. Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk will each receive a guaranteed minimum of €33.2 million, $40 million for their World Heavyweight Championship rematch here. This is the second highest cost ever paid to a British boxer since Joshua's own record of $60 million for the rematch against Andy Ruiz Jr. in Saudi Arabia, in which he regained the WBA, IBF, and WBO title following his first career defeat. This weekend's bonanza could rise close to $50 million for either Joshua or Usyk if pay-per-view television sales reach a level sufficient to justify adding a bonus for the winner. The Saudis paid a basic $80 million to stage this Saturday's fight in the Jeddah Sports City's 10,000-seat arena. That includes the acquisition of global broadcasting rights, which Sky Sports had purchased for $25 million for the box office channel. For more stories to go, and we need to just have some little headlines from the world news. Why people should not blame President Buhari for insecurity in Nigeria. NBC revokes Silverbird, AIT, Ray Power, Rhythm FM, others licenses. And we're also brought to you concerning the ASU strike, ASU to FG. Student supports US and they intend to sue the minister. And finally, from sports, Joshua Usyk to receive €33.2 million each for title rematch tomorrow at Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. For more updates on YouTube, our handle is Baba Bagede Imo TV. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell to select option all to access all of our updates. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. On Instagram, Bagede Imo _22. For advert placement of your goods and services, coverage of event and function, please dial the phone number streaming on your screen for advert placements only. Thank you for watching. I am Morire Rabila Lawal. Good evening.
Oh, na, na, na. If you want to know what's going on in city, or you want to listen to the latest news and gist, no stress, oh, just tune to BGI TV.